In Yamagata Prefecture, an elderly man operated an inn on a mountain trail with his wife. One snowy night, the inn was visited by a young lady traveling alone. She warmed herself by the fire and ate with the innkeeper and his wife. She was sweet and charming and extremely beautiful. So it was even more of a surprise when, in the middle of the night during a fierce blizzard, she stood up and made to leave the inn. The innkeeper begged her not to go outside and took her hand to hold her back. It was as cold as ice. Merely touching it sucked all the warmth from the innkeeper's body. As he tried to keep the girl in the house, her body turned into a fine icy mist and shot up the chimney and out into the night. A man from Niigata Prefecture claimed that he had been married to a Yuki onna. His wife was beautiful, with piercing eyes and skin as white as a marble statue. While he loved to take long hot baths every night, his wife always refused to bathe. This puzzled him greatly. One particularly cold and snowy night, he insisted that his wife take a bath, otherwise she would freeze to death in the cold, he said. She protested, but there was no reasoning with the man. Finally, she acquiesced. When he went in to check on her a few minutes later, all he found in the tub were half-melted icicles. In legends from the Ojiya region of the Niigata Prefecture, a beautiful woman came to visit a man and became his wife from the woman's own desire. This woman was reluctant to go into the bath, and when she was made to go in anyway, she disappeared, leaving only thin, fragmented, floating icicles. In the Aomori and Yamagata prefectures, there is a similar story about one called the Shigama onna. In the Kaminoyama region of Yamagata, a Yuki onna would come and visit an old couple on a snowy night to warm herself by the Erori. When late at night, the Yuki onna would again go out on a journey. The old man would attempt to take her by the hand to stop her when he noticed that her body was chillingly cold. Then, before his eyes, the girl turned into a whirl of snow that exited the house through the chimney. Also, it has some points of similarity with the Kokakucho, and on the night of a blizzard, as the Yuki onna would be standing there hugging a child known as a yukinko, it would ask people passing by to hug the child as well. When one hugs the child would become heavier and heavier until one would become covered with snow and freeze to death. It has also been told that if one refuses, one will be shoved down into a snowy valley. In Hirosaka and Aomori, it is said that there was a warrior who was asked by a Yuki onna to hug a child similarly, but the warrior held a short sword by the mouth and hugged the child while making the blade go close to the child's head, which allowed the warrior to avoid the aforementioned phenomenon. When the warrior handed the child back to the Yuki onna, the ghoul gave many treasures as thanks for hugging the child. It is also said that those who are able to withstand the ever-increasing weight of the yukinko and last all the way through would acquire great physical strength. In the village of Oshika, Tohaku District, Tottori Prefecture, now known as Misasa, it has been said that a Yuki onna would come during light snow and say, "Korigose yugose," give me ice, give me hot water. Gose is a dialect word for give me, while waving around a white wand, and she would bulge when splashed with water and disappear when splashed with hot water. In the area around the Kumano River in Yoshino District, Nara Prefecture, the Oshiroi-basan, or Oshirobaba, is thought to be a type of Yuki onna, and they are said to drag along mirrors, making clinking sounds while doing so. Those characteristics, that of waving around a white wand, a gohei, and possessing a mirror, are thought to be characteristics of a miko who serves a mountain god that rules over birth and harvest. The Hirosaki Aomori legend about a Yuki onna returning to the human world on New Year's Day, and the legend in Tono, Iwata Prefecture, about Yuki onna taking away many children to play on Little New Year. Looking at the days on which they visit, both legends offer insight on how the Yuki onna has some characteristics of a Toshigami. The story of how, when one person treated a Yuki onna with kindness on a blizzard night, the Yuki onna turned into gold the next morning, illustrating how even in old tales such as Otoshi no Kyaku, the Yuki onna has some relation to the characteristics of a Toshigami. They often appear in interspecies marriage, and similar stories to Lafcadio Hearn's Yuki onna, where a mountain hunter gets together with a woman who stays the night as a guest and eventually bears a child. One day, the man carelessly talks about the taboo about getting together with a Yuki onna, resulting in the woman revealing herself to be a Yuki onna, but not killing the man due to having a child between them, and warning, if anything happens to the child, you won't get away with it, before going away. These stories can be found in Niigata Prefecture, Toyama Prefecture, and Nagano Prefecture, which came about as a result of many stories about mountain people, where those who break the mountain taboo will be killed by mountain spirits. There is a hypothesis that the Yuki onna legend was born from a mixture of paranormal stories of mountain people and the paranormal Yuki onna stories. There are various legends about Yuki onna's true identity, such as a snow spirit or the spirit of a woman who fell over in the snow. In the Setsuwa of a Oguni region of Yamagata Prefecture, a Yukijoro, or rather Yuki onna, was originally a princess of the moon world, and in order to leave a boring lifestyle, came down to earth together with snow, but was unable to go back to the moon, and so appears on snowy moonlit nights. Yamaoka Gerin, an intellectual from the Edo period, said that Yuki onna is born from snow. It was supposed that if there were a lot of something, a living thing would come from it, giving birth to fish if the water is deep enough, and birds if the forest was thick enough. Since both snow and woman are yin, so in places like Ekigo, it is said that Yuki onna might be born from within deep snow. Among Japan's traditional cultures, Yuki onna can be seen in koaka, such as the Fushimi Toiwa, which can also be checked in modern times. In Chikamasu Onzaimon's Yuki onna Gomai Hagaota, the story about a woman who was deceived and murdered became a Yuki onna and took revenge as a vengeful ghost. The bewitching and frightening aspects of a Yuki onna are often used in such depictions. Old tales and legends like those have been confirmed in Aomori, Yamagata, Iwate, Fukushima, Niigata, Nagano, Wakayama, Ehime, and other places.